Hello, hello. Oh, I gotta raise the camera a little bit there. I'm not good with zoom ins when I'm getting ready to do an introduction. If you're new to the channel, welcome, welcome. The name's Yash or Mr. Yash, however you like to say it. I'm here to do a review on a product that I bought, the HaritoraX wireless. I'm not going to talk about the wired. They're really similar. The differences are really small. I mean, this one to me, I feel I'm on the wireless again. I feel it performs better because it feels more smoother. Plus, I'm free of wires, obviously. But the first thing that I want to say, your experience with these trackers are going to be different than what my experience is, because my experience is based on how my computer is built and the troubleshooting I had to do on my own. But to start you guys off, again, I'm using the Haritora X wireless. I forget all the speculations of how to say the numbers, what version, etc. It's the most latest version, not the new one that they're getting ready to release or haven't released. I saw there's a wire to the hold on, the the knee tracker to the little ankle. I saw there's a wire there. Sure, that might fix an issue, and I'm going to go over that as well. So, first and foremost, let's jump into it. None of the jargon that you guys see from other videos. I'm gonna give you guys the breakdown of my own personal experience. So I've had full body tracking for under a year now. It's been a trial and error thing. For the Haritora X and the wired and the wireless, most of the time you would sink into the ground when you crouch down using the Haritora software. So I actually use Slime VR and the Slime Tor. The Slime Tor connects you to Slime VR, and it gives you a much more smooth and natural kind of setting there where you can just be all wild and crazy. On the initial setup, I do highly recommend following their steps, doing the figure eight. I'm going to have an image here real quick. You're going to see both my trackers. On the left is going to be my wired ones. I still have those. And on the right is the wireless, which is real easy. It takes 2 minutes to slip on, 2 minutes to slip on. You can essentially just get it on real quick. Now, I am a heavier individual. I'm not skinny by all means. So one issue I was having was with the hips, having the tracker facing the front. Oh, in the world, the front on my belly wasn't making the proper bend. So I had to actually wear the tracker on my back, and it actually functions a lot better. So that was one little thing I had to figure out on my own. Now the wired ones didn't have that issue because it's gigantic. It's a huge equipment. The only modification I did to the wired ones was that the Ethernet cable was getting tugged and slowly ripping itself. So I had some new Ethernet cables that basically just went right on in there. It was a good set that covered everything, so no issues there. However, I got sick of being in the wired world because if I'm dancing and stuff or just doing my thing, sometimes the wires would kind of wrap around no matter how tight I make them, and it just got annoying. So there's one thing in particular. And again, I'll post my PC specs below. There's other things that I have to run in order to make everything function properly. So again, just keep this in mind. This is my experience on a desktop computer running several things under this graphics card. I run an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4060 Ti, 8 gigs of RAM. So I had to do several settings. Shout out to there's a channel that has about 2,000 subs. I'm going to post a link to their video that really helped VRChat not eat up as much VRAM when I'm trying to stream live. Because using the stream camera on VRChat, for those of you who don't know, it really eats through your resources. So that's one thing to be mindful of. And then I also run a few other programs, but that's because of the graphics card not having optimization done properly for VR itself. It kind of gives you some distortion, and I had to find a different tool. But that's another story. I get off subject a lot. Back on the Haritora X wireless. So sitting down, like a sitting position, your legs kind of don't work that great. So I'll say you get what you paid for those of you who went on the site. Now, your normal movements or posing or chilling or doing whatever it is, you're just putting your foot up or whatever, it's like it works great. It's awesome. I'd highly recommend it. But if you're like laying, it's not so great. So I'm gonna show you guys an example. Like sometimes my let me tell you how many trackers I have. I'm jumping all over the place. I like to speak really fast. So I have a chest tracker. I have my hip tracker, which actually goes on my back right there. And then I have my knee trackers. You have my right, you have my left, and then you have the ankle trackers, which they're pretty good. Again, you get a better experience on overall um, how it functions when you run the Slimetora. That's just my experience. I don't use Haritora software. I tried, but every time I like bend down, I literally sink into the ground, and then the movement just looks weird to me. Like they'll probably update that at some point. They've probably already been aware of it. People have probably been complaining, little fun things like that. So I'm not knocking it. um Anything can be patched and fixed. It's probably some small little toggle or something, or some bit of code that has to be changed. That's fine. um but I love these trackers. I can't remember the price I paid. I also had to buy the dongle because you're connecting 6 devices to your machine. You're connecting 6 things. So you got to be mindful, is your Bluetooth really going to keep all that connected? So the dongle will help you out there. Now you do have to switch the dongle over to your trackers manually over to Bluetooth in order to get the update. So update one tracker at a time through your computer. It was a little trial and error for me. Again, my own experience. Some of you might be fast at it. Some of you might have a little bit of hard time. I am willing, if I'm free and someone wants to purchase these trackers, and you need to call me on like a Discord call on my server, which is down below. Feel free to join. I'm willing to help when I can, or I'll make like instructions or walkthroughs, because I know from helping 2 of my friends, one had issues, one didn't. When I say that, one, their whole right side was their left side, because you do have to connect and slime sorry, my throat needs to clear. On the Slime VR, you do have to connect each individual tracker. Then you have to do your height and everything. I do that automatic, so it just kind of scans in the height. Then from there, you kind of just do your standard little pose like this, and then you crouch down like you're skiing. Easy peasy. So recalibrating is simple. I do recommend the figure eighting with the trackers. It's not perfect, so a lot of times I kind of experience it's actually kind of doing it right now, where your chest is going one way, your hip is going the other, and you're just like, well, what's happening? So let me show you just how fast I can fix that. So I'm going into my menu in the Slime VR, going to click home and full reset. A few seconds, and we're all fixed again. So it's not something difficult. I prefer going into the program itself versus making a shortcut. Like when you're in VR, you kind of press a few buttons, and for me, I haven't had luck. I'm using the Rift S. I don't have a Quest. I don't have a I forgot what the other headset's called. My mind draws blanks on me at times, so sometimes it happens and it's like, oh yeah, I forgot what it was called. Anyway, so essentially, you want to go through a trial and error based on your build, based on what you have, based on your play space. Like, for example, I walk over here, that's the end of my space there, end of my space here, and then I have like a little bit of walk room going back and forward. Nothing too crazy. So I don't have a terrible amount of play space, but it's still actually really fun for me to have full body. Back to it, the only thing that I'll say that I don't like about the HaritoraX is kind of sitting. Your tracking kind of doesn't go too great. Like I'm sitting straight, but you see how it's kind of like saying you're not sitting straight. Or if I lean back, it kind of just goes all over the place. And even if I had the trackers like facing my front, the other ones do better when I'm laying back. The wired ones do, but that's besides the point. So sitting up forward, you're kind of like facing one direction. It's a hit or miss, honestly. Again, my own experience. And let me show you guys what it looks like when it breaks. So if it doesn't do it all the time, but if I'm laying flat on the ground and trying to like lay down and chill, like I see some folks with, there you go, the valve index. Geez, where does my mind go? So getting on the knees, no problem, right? Nothing too crazy, except for it kind of looks like I'm more forward than what I should be, but that's besides the point. So let's say I just want to lay down on the ground. Give me a second. I gotta see where I am here. Okay. So I'm gonna lay down, right? And you're gonna see at some point one of these legs is gonna. Oh, it already happened. Look at that. It broke. They both broke. So laying on the ground, the trackers really don't like. Sucks. I can lay on my back and chill, but laying on the ground doesn't, and it'll sort of fix itself as I get up. Oh, I gotta grab the camera thing because I can see what I'm guiding you all to. So at first I thought, oh, the tracker, am I pressing the button? Or are they turning off? No, it just doesn't like the ground. So that's one weakness it has. My own experience, I haven't figured out how to fix that, if there's a way around it, or maybe they'll have an update. Who knows? I did see there's a new wireless tracker being released, so I'm assuming since you got the knees and the ankle, sorry, mine went blank. You got your knees and your ankle connected. Maybe that's what their fix is, and they couldn't figure it out for the, just a standard wireless. I don't know. I definitely, well, I started losing frames like crazy all of a sudden. I definitely do like these trackers. I would recommend them, especially if you're on a budget like I am. They get the job done. You can do cool dance videos. You can do a little bit of everything there. Just have fun. But just be wary sitting, laying. Not the best, but it's still something. Something is better than nothing. Kind of better than just moving hands around and moving your head around. You got a body to work with. You can mingle with people and be like, "What's up?" Yeah. So let's see. I'm trying to make sure there's nothing else I really want to cover here. I'm gonna have my computer build down below. The link to the individual who helps optimize, VRAM. Guys, I really love their video. It helped me out for recording, streaming on here, the whole 9 yards. I really can't think of anything else. I've made a ton of content so far when I can. So yeah, if you guys have certain questions and stuff down below, something maybe I didn't cover doing this little quick review, I'm definitely willing to answer. Up top, in that image I showed you earlier at the beginning, the thing up top is the dongle. You do have to purchase the dongle separately, and that's to connect your HaritoraX wirelesses to it. And then down below the trackers, that is the charging cable. So you connect all 6 of your trackers to it, plug it in, it charges in no time. What else? I'm the king of forgetting things. Then I'll post a video and I'm like, ooh, I forgot something important. Let's think. I'm just taking a second to think here. So I want to make sure I'm as insightful as possible here for you guys to really kind of guide, because it's full body tracking is definitely on its affordable side now. Obviously, you can't be super crazy with these. I have some friends who have swings in their room. They have a whole freaking stripper pole, and I'm just like, you've spent thousands, and they kill it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just like, okay, I just have this here. That's fine. I'm perfectly happy with this until I want to modify, and we know that's going to happen eventually when I get the funds. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to join the Discord, ask any questions down below. I hope this was insightful and helpful. And for the rest of this, I'm out. Welcome to the newcomers. Peace.